caught the kind of vibe of it, and I figured it would want to be something that I made a video on. Also, I super apologize in advance. My model is probably going to be like laggy, slow. I have a real shit PC, but I'm trying to make it the best I can. All right, let's check it out. Oh, Lord. Don't embarrass me.
Or does it feel like the internet is just getting angrier and angrier all the time? I feel like I can't even interact with the internet the way I used to because it just makes me so anxious all the time now. Everywhere I look, everyone's just fighting with each other, everyone's attacking one another. You go to a TikTok video and people are all like, "Oh, why'd you do stuff this way? Why did you do it that way? Why are you even filming this? What's going on?" Like, it just feels like the fun of everything is kind of going away. Maybe that's just endemic of like the bubbles that I'm in. Maybe it's just endemic of the stuff that gets served to me. But algorithmically driven content just kind
It is true. Again, I am very sorry for the scuffness. I messed around with my OBS settings. Anyway, that's beyond the point. The fact about there being like stuff online of just people fighting, talking bad about each other, is very true, and kind of sucks to be online. With the TikTok stuff, I know in particular, Mouse or Iron Mouse, she deals with like a ton of hate through TikTok. It's, I don't know, the internet nowadays is very, I, I can't really even think of the word for it other than like disheartening to be on. But yeah, oh my god, my stuff is so scuff. Uh, One of these days I'll get a better PC. Oh
of
my god.
content just kind of drives everybody to anger all the time because it's so much easier to be angry about stuff and hate each other than it is to do anything decent anymore.
That's true.
And maybe it's always been like that, but now is just the only time that I've started to see it. And maybe that's just me and my timelines and my algorithms and the things that I see from my perspective, but it just kind of seems like anywhere I turn on the internet now, if I spend any length of time on it, it just all seems so
Oh my god. I'm so sorry.
negative.
Okay, I tell you what. We are going
It's
to put this in a smaller
just people
screen.
throwing rocks at each other all the time. The internet was supposed to bring people together and do amazing things and connect the world, but all it's done is seem to highlight the problems more. You would think having so many people from so many diverse different backgrounds and cultures.
I apologize for this again. My shit's really bad. But I think it's a little bit of both. When he says like his perspective, I do believe it's a side effect of getting older. You start to see things for a lot more of how they are. Um, I was around, when the internet was first coming about. Nobody really knew what to do with it. And YouTube came around. All anybody was doing really was watching AMVs and whatnot. But it does break my heart a little bit hearing them talk about this stuff. But yeah, okay, maybe it will run better now. Hopefully.
cultures that would be able to all learn from each other, but it seems like people just double down and sit inside their bubbles and throw stones from there.
True.
And that's not even mentioning how much violence and war is going on right now. That seems to just entrench people more in their beliefs instead of reaching out and having a heart and being more open to things. A lot of people have been, and that's great to see, but by and large, these things just keep happening over and over again. And that's not even mentioning like politics making people so angry and entrenching them into their own beliefs further as well, and just picking sides and attacking each other all the time. It's really difficult for anybody to go onto the internet these days and just exist without being dragged into something that's going on. And I think the common denominator between all of these is people. And as generic as that sounds, that really is the humanity of it all. The lack of humanity in regards to some of it. And I think the most important thing to a lot of people, especially me, and especially the things that I've heard from my audience over the years, is mental health. And anybody that's watched me for any length of time knows just how important mental health is to me, because I've gone through my own struggles with mental health over the years and still struggle with my mental health all the time. I don't think it's something that you ever figure out and you ever get on top of, but you can definitely get better.
This is kind of low-key sad. To his point, mental health is a big deal. I myself suffer from, I guess, a lot of issues. Mainly having to deal in like depression and intense social anxiety. It's even hard for me to make videos and, to stream, because to stream especially because I know there could be people on the other end, and part of me inside is like, I hope nobody watches this. I hope I don't have people in the chat with YouTube videos. Like, I hope I don't get comments. I don't know. It's a weird place to be in, and I'm constantly afraid of social interaction. Though, of course, in my daily life, I do have to deal with it. It's hard, and for me, watching certain content creators like Jack, like Mouse, like Connor, it it gives a sense of relief and unwinding and a sort of entertainment with things you can relate to, which is mainly why I want to do, you know, videos on YouTube and streaming, but I'm just so deathly afraid all the time. Bro, this has turned in more about me than him, but okay. Alright, back to it.
Tools, get better help. And that's what I've been doing. I've been reaching out and getting help from a therapist for like 2 years now. I'm on medications for depression and anxiety to try and deal with my own mental health. So when people say that they're struggling and stuff helps them get through a hard time, I'm there with you. I know exactly what it takes, and I know how strong you need to be able to get over any of those obstacles. And I'm always trying to find ways to help, to progress things, to open up the conversation, to try and add funds to places that can help out, and trying to talk to the community all the time about mental health and making sure that it's not something that kind of falls to the side. And I've done it my entire career, which is why this year for Thankmas, I've decided to partner with Crisis Textline and Samaritans, who are two wonderful organizations that deal with people in times of crises and mental health struggles to try and get them through tough.
This is a very good thing, but the hardest thing, I think, for me is reaching out. Like, I'm married and stuff, and obviously my wife can tell that I go through these large bouts of depression and wants me to reach out, you know, to a therapist and all that. But honestly, I'm just always scared for some reason to, go to a doctor and bring that type of stuff up. It's something inside me that I just don't like saying out loud. So it can be extremely hard to try and reach out. And I do wish there were easier ways to be able to reach out. I don't know. I mean, all in all, I know I need help, but I'm afraid to get it.
Times. In 2023, Samaritans and crisis text line volunteers spent more than 1.4 million hours answering calls and texts for help. Samaritans answers a call for help every 10 seconds, and since its launch, Crisis Text Line has supported over 10 million conversations in the United States, more than 3,500 daily. I think we all kind of know in the back of our heads that people are suffering and people are going through this stuff, but I feel like it's time to bring it to the forefront, to actually verbalize it, to talk about it, to confront it, and try and help however we can. According to the CDC, suicide is a leading cause of death in the US and affects people of all ages. Suicide was responsible for one death every 11 minutes in 2022 in the US. And it's not just in America either. Every 90 minutes, someone in the UK or Ireland takes their own life as well. That alone is the biggest killer of young people under 25 and middle-aged men. According to the World Health Organization, more than 1 billion people are living with mental health challenges of all varying degrees.
This is a big deal as well. He's right. It is a major problem. Like, I know in my younger years, especially my teenage years, I thought about suicide a lot. And I used to be stupid, try to do things. Like, I had these, herbal pill capsules, and I would open them up, dump them out, and, put random stuff in it. And then hoping if I took it, it might kill me. And it was stupid things like that. And my wife, when she was a teenager, she tried to commit suicide as well. So it's something a lot of people are going through, but nobody really ever talks about it. Like, there's no really emphasis on mental health. So it's very and very important for people like that to have a place to reach out to.
That's like an eighth of the planet. According to the notes that I have here, in 2023, the U.S. Surgeon General declared a national loneliness and social isolation epidemic throughout the country. And that's just in America. I'm sure that it's being felt everywhere. About half of U.S. adults are experiencing considerable levels of loneliness. And unfortunately, with that loneliness comes darker thoughts and depression. And being isolated from people is just not healthy for our brains. We're creatures that are designed to go out and interact with other people. And when our only means of doing that sometimes is through the internet, it can be really bad. I've lived quite a huge amount of my career just being online. And I can tell you that it's made me angrier and sadder and made me feel even more alone than if I were out interacting with people. And that's not always easy, but it's something that I feel like we need to talk about and open up the discussion to and help people who can't help themselves. The point of this video that I'm trying to make is that community is key to all of this. Community and the humanity behind it, because as easy as it is to drum up hate and drum up negativity together, it's also quite possible to do amazing things together, as we have proven with Thankmas countless times at this point. It's probably not countless. We can count how many times we've done Thankmas. To date, Thankmas has raised $26 million over all the Thankmases we've done, and that's only possible by community coming together. 2 years ago, we raised $10 million. Last year, we raised $6 million, and this year, we're hoping to try and raise $6 million again. I know that's a huge amount of money to try and raise, but Thankmas has been capable in the past. We're going to try again. With the money that we're raising this year, we're helping to train 9,000 new volunteers across both organizations. They can invest in hardware and software to help expand and enhance the digital reach of these programs, since reaching people online, chat and text is paramount. A lot of people sometimes don't even want to call in. A text is all they can do. So helping build out the infrastructures for those types of things to be able to help more people is really important. Doing something like this also helps an incredible amount of awareness every time. That's sort of the hidden metric that never gets talked about with Thankmas, is that not only are we raising money that can go into these organizations, but the awareness that we're helping raise as well is huge, because more people get involved, more organizations get to know, and it kind of persists throughout the next few years. And with this awareness and this help, we can help up to 2 million new people. 2 million new people, not even the people that they're helping already. 2 million new people will be able to get help each year with this money raised. So like last year, we're doing Thankmas Live again. We're going to be in the Orpheum Theatre again, same place as last year, but we're selling even more tickets this time. Last year we sold just half the theater twice, so this time we're doing the entire theater. Tickets are going to be for sale now. All of the information is going to be in the description. It's going to be on December 6th this year. That's when the event is going to be happening. It's also going to be streamed live on my channel. You can still watch it, you can still help out, and I think it's going to be an incredible event. Last year was amazing being able to do it in person. I can't believe how well all of that went, considering all the moving parts that were in it. But I'm really excited to do it again this year in person and just embrace the community. Seeing people come together in a room, not like that, chanting together, raising awareness together, yelling, screaming, being positive, and doing something, and putting our stamp on that day, I think is huge. So tickets are for sale now. Go get them. I'm excited. I think seeing that amount of people come together and talk about mental health will create a sense of openness and vulnerability that will allow people to be able to open up more. And let's face it, losing up to 700,000 people each year is just completely unacceptable. If it's something that we can help with, if it's something that we can drive our community and our positivity towards to try and make a difference. So please tune in for Thankmas this year, December 6th. It's still a little bit away, but that's why I'm announcing it soon, so we can keep selling tickets. Go get your tickets now. I would love to see you guys in person. The energy last year was electric, and it's going to be really fun. Thank you guys so much for watching this video, and I'll see you there.
Very goated video. Very goated. He's right though. The most important thing about this stuff is raising awareness, because there are so many people out there suffering and whatnot. So raising awareness and making sure people like that have a place to reach out to. Because when I was going through all that stuff, I felt like there was nothing and nobody to turn to. So I think it's very important. But, alright. I guess that is about it, guys. If you watch this, thank you, and I hope you're doing okay.